Why do you never call out a narcissist?
I'm going to temper that with, it depends on what you want. If you're doing this because you want to say, it's like a gotcha moment, haha, I see you. Okay. And they're going to rage at you and they're going to scream at you. And there might be a smear campaign now. And they may be telling everybody out there that not only you are an ungrateful kid, but you are the narcissist and you're the one who's harmful and everybody needs to keep their distance from you. And I mean, they will really do such a number on you that, and they're not going to change. So if all it is for you to say, I see you, I think the better way to play that is you see them, now change your behavior. Stop being supply for them. Stop engaging with them. Stop taking the bait.
So are you saying if you call home and the first thing out of somebody's mouth is, haven't heard from you in a long time, you should not say, the phone works both ways?
No way. No, if you know this person's narcissistic, absolutely not. So they say, haven't heard from you in a long time. And you'd say, no, you haven't.
Oh.
And then where are they going to go with that? Because what you've done is you've taken away the volley. They're playing tennis. You need to play solitaire.
Can you give us some other role plays?
So put another conversation starter out there for me.
Why don't you come to Thanksgiving?
And the assumption in this one is, why don't you come to Thanksgiving? Is this person's committed fully to not going this year?
You got to come to me.
Okay, so you go. This is where, and I'm going to step back before I role play that. I'm going to introduce the concept of true north. Okay, True north.
Okay,
true north is a big healing, what we call healing technique for folks, or at least it's more of a management technique than healing, I should say. True north is that you need to figure out what in your life is worth fighting for. So maybe you're not going to Thanksgiving this year, not only because you don't want to see them, but it's your kids playing football that day. All right, yeah. And you do not want to miss that football game, or you do actually have a big deadline at work the Monday after Thanksgiving and you want to get it done. Or you said, heck with it. This is the year we're actually going to go camping, or we're going to go to Hawaii for Thanksgiving. Okay. Yep. Because that's what my family has always wanted to do. Your friends, you've decided to take a trip with your friends. Your true north is what is healthy for you. Okay. So you've got to be clear on that.
It sounds like it's a balance between how much guilt can you tolerate. Right?
Kind of. It is and it isn't, because the guilt is people feel guilt. People feel guilt when they believe they're doing something wrong. Oh. So to which I'd say, what did you do wrong? You feel guilt if you committed a crime. You feel guilt if you stole something. You feel guilt if you cheated on someone. So when my clients tell me all the time, I feel guilty. I'm like, tell me what you did wrong. And that's when I get the pause. They're like, I don't want to go to Thanksgiving. I'm like, I'm sorry. So help me understand where that's wrong. Well, that's what they want. I'm like, I hear that, but how is that wrong? Because the axiom to that is not doing what they want is wrong.
Okay. Everybody, did you hear that? This is a huge takeaway. So if the lights are going off in your head and you're starting to go, wait a minute, I definitely either had a parent that had some narcissistic personality, or I'm in a relationship with somebody like this. The reason why you feel guilty is because if you don't do what they say, that's wrong.
Correct. That's exactly.
That's what you were trained to believe.
You were trained to believe that is. And if you had a parent like that, and let's say this is even happening in your committed relationship or your marriage, then that's another time when you're almost indoctrinated into believing not doing what another person wants is wrong. And I like make the argument about it for me.
This is foundational. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is the tantrum throwing.
Yes.
The shaming, the gas. Mm-hmm. I didn't say that. Like all the adolescent tantrum behavior.
Adolescent, toddler.
Yeah, is what actually has trained you to believe that not doing something that person wants is wrong. That's why you feel guilty.
That's why you feel guilty.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. How the hell do you get rid of that programming?
Well, first of all, is one of the only paths forward to healing is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, right?
I don't like that answer.
And I know people don't like that answer. And I'll tell you why. Everyone goes to the damn gym and they lift the weights and they do this and they're CrossFitting that and they're in pain because they want a hot ass or they want abs or they want arms and they want to look good. Why are you willing to tolerate pain there? And you're not willing to tolerate pain here. Pain's pain, folks.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought I had learned everything there was to learn about narcissism from you, but I'm having major breakthroughs right now and insights. So should authentic or empathetic people, how do we protect ourselves from narcissists in life?
It's a tough one. I think that it's every so often, Mel, every so often. And they're like that perfect seashell that's not cracked you find on the beach. I find these people who've actually never encountered I find these people who have never encountered narcissism. They had two loving parents. They grew up in a happy home. They love all their siblings. They met someone in college. They fell in love. They both got good jobs.
I hate these people. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I do.
I wish this was everybody,
I'm happy
honestly.
for them. I'm happy for them. And those people just, like, you talk about narcissism to them, and I could be talking about like the, like just some sort of, like, they think I have a tinfoil hat on. They really do. And I get it because they have absolutely no schema for that. But going back to the world of the authentic and the empathic, that's also, especially the authentic folks, it's a rare group. Here's the thing about authenticity, Mel, and something we lose, and I think it really gets brought into stark relief when we're talking about narcissism. People talk about authenticity like it's an easy thing. The hardest thing in the world is to be authentic, because to be authentic is to be unpopular. To be authentic is to blaze your own trail, even when other people are clucking at you and stigmatizing you and giving you the side eye. What are you doing? Like, people don't do that. You're supposed to do the sort of missionary position, follow the rules kind of life. And authentic people say, no, that's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. Authentic people are very clear on their values, what they stand for, what matters for them. And so I'm not saying that authentic people don't feel guilt. They'll feel tremendous guilt, but they'll also feel committed to the potential within them and the people they care about. And to say, ultimately, giving in to this person's abuse is not doing, honestly, me any favors, for sure. It's not doing my kids any favors. It's not doing the people I care about any favors. And it's actually not doing them any favors, because it's reinforcing them in this sick cycle. And I don't want to be part of this. So we've got to get away from the idea that authenticity is easy. Authentic people actually often have smaller social networks than other people, because they've culled away all the dead weight. They've cleared away all the branches that are dead. Like they said, no, I will not have people around me that are unhealthy, that are invalidating. I mean, it is a brave stand, and it's not an easy stand. And some people say authentic people are selfish, they're cold, they're uppity. They'll really paint them in like, oh, who do you think you are that you get to do that? And all the authentic person is doing is trying to draw a boundary against unhealthy people. It is not easy to do, because a lot of people feel like you got to go, you have to put up with the unhealthy people. That's what we do. Families stick together and all that kind of stuff. And to which I say, no. I mean, why would we punish a person for, again, genetic bad luck for the rest of their lives?
Is it normal for people to listen to you and start to worry? Am I a narcissist? Because I'm also sitting here going, oh my God, I kind of sound like this sometimes, like when I'm frustrated. Like, is this me? Like, now I'm starting to worry. Like, did this get like, is this my personality?
So here's the thing. Not all of us, and sometimes even every day, have moments when we're not graceful. What we need to look at is how quickly and how authentically we make amends. So if you snap at someone at work, that you catch that, and within, very quickly say, that was not okay. I take responsibility for that. You were not responsible for that. I was having a bad day, but that's not your problem. And so I apologize. That when we do those things, now, no narcissistic person in the world is ever going to do that unless a publicist makes them,
and then you can tell
don't want to
do it,
or because they're trying to save face, or they'll say, my favorite, the narcissistic apology, which is, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's how narcissists apologize. I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, I'm like, oh, hell no. The minute I hear that, I'm like, this conversation's done. And I don't storm off. You got to learn your sort of like nod, Mona Lisa smile, and say, I got to jump. Now, some people say that's passive aggressive. Well, there's no path forward. And if
Right.
I'm not in the mood for a fight, you'll say, okay, I gotta jump. Thanks again. And then close off the conversation on whatever else needs to get done.
So, Dr. Ramani, I'm so excited to be here with you.
Narcissism is not a diagnosis. Okay.
Wait, what?
The core of narcissism is a deep insecurity.
You're not crazy. You're around somebody who's making you believe you are.